It looks like Trump is making good on his promise to trample upon the Constitution, because now not only are students getting expelled, but his administration is using obscure State Department policies that don't even apply in order to justify arresting and deporting students. Mahmoud Khalil is a leader of the protests that are happening at Columbia University that are challenging the genocide that Israel is committing in Gaza. Now, Khalil's situation is a little bit different than the other students from Columbia who were merely expelled. Khalil was arrested, and the Trump administration is now trying to deport him. Well, see, but Khalil's situation is a little bit different than other situations in that he's a green card holding permanent resident who's married to a US citizen. You see, student visas can be a little bit flimsy. So can work visas. But a green card holding permanent resident who's married to a US citizen whose citizenship is actually pending is not flimsy. They have to break a law. So let's see if they have some evidence of that. Let's listen to Scott Jennings' evidence when he's pressed about the proof that Khalil broke a law and is a threat to national security.
Is that it is not clear that this particular student has engaged in the specific actions that he was talking about. And you've shown me no evidence of that either.
Okay, well, guess what? He is not a citizen. If he were a citizen, I might feel differently. He's a guest in this country.
Okay.
It's my view.
So in other
and
words,
it's the
you
Trump
don't
administration.
have proof, but it doesn't matter.
No, I didn't walk in here with my gumshoe investigative case, Abby. But here's what I do think. This guy's running an organization at Columbia that has ruined 2 solid years of people's lives.
Deported based on allegations that you have not substantiated.
I think he should be deported based on what the Trump administration has already identified. He is a threat to the national security.
Now, despite Scott's assertions, I got some bad news for him. Although having a difference of opinion is treated as if you broke the law in the United States a lot of the time, it does not actually mean you broke the law. It does not actually mean that you are a threat to national security. And having a difference of opinion damn sure doesn't mean that you can take someone's permanent residency away, Scott. He is not a guest. He is literally a permanent resident. And whew, surprise, surprise. The court systems agree, as a judge has blocked the deportation of Mahmoud Khalil and ordered his return to New York. Now, for everybody else, this would seem like a very easy issue. I mean, a literal layup for the Democrats to challenge Trump on. Yeah, only 14 of them actually signed to have Khalil released. And I'm gonna go save y'all the research. No AOC nor Bernie signed the letter. It's just wild to me seeing Trump put this much energy and effort into arresting permanent residents and students here in the United States, but won't put this much effort into exposing all of the pedophiles on the Epstein list and prosecuting them to the fullest extent of the law. Because, I mean, he did promise to trample upon the Constitution. And so some people might think it's good that he kept that promise. But you can't keep the promise to hold these pedophiles accountable? I mean, as we speak, Syrian Christians are being slaughtered by the regime that the United States installed. But you don't have not a word to say about that, nor do you have a plan on how to resolve that issue and save those religious minorities. But you're worried about a bunch of students protesting Israel's genocide on Columbia's campus. I mean, dedicated a whole task force to that. But I can't help but notice that all of these issues have one thing in common. I mean, you're literally arresting, expelling, and trying to deport students because they're protesting Israel's genocide in Gaza. Everyone and their mama knows now the ones who stand to benefit the most from the destabilization in Syria is Israel. And they're there now, taking advantage of the destabilization, invading and stealing their resources while you look the other way and pretend like it's not happening. And based off all the evidence we have so far, the country that would be most implicated if the Epstein files were released and everybody started being held accountable is also Israel. So it should be clear to everybody by now that if his focus on some issues while ignoring other issues seems to be a little bit peculiar, it's because a foreign nation is determining Trump's policies, and everything that he does is an attempt to distract you from that fact. Even as they claim Khalil is a national security issue, he don't mean national security for the United States. He means it's a national security issue for Israel's genocidal policies. But sure, Trump, let's keep worrying about who's boycotting Tesla and your little butt buddy Elon instead of, I don't know, upholding the Constitution, saving the Christian Syrians that y'all were supposedly so worried about under Assad's regime, exposing pedophiles like you promised you would. I don't know, things that are important, or just keep being Israel's bitch while pretending you're in charge. I guess you could do that too, whatever.